Okay, we're working on a 2002 Dodge Ram truck. This thing came in with a P0741 code. That is a torque converter clutch stuck off. 2002. It has a 45 RE transmission in it. Dodge Ram 1500 pickup truck. So we're going to show you what we found wrong with it and what we did to fix it. Okay, this right here is the torque converter out of this Dodge Ram 1500 truck. And inside of this torque converter is a clutch. We're going to show you that and show you what's wrong with this thing. We've already pulled the converter out and replaced it. So this is the original converter out of the truck. Okay, all we did was flip the converter upside down. This is the part that bolts to the engine right here. These 4 pads. We've already cut this converter apart, so I'm going to just pull the back of it off. Okay, takes the back of it off right there, and you'll see this thing has got a clutch right here. And if you look real close, right here, you can see the clutch lining is good, but right here, all the way around, it's flaked off. You can see the edge of it right there. It's flaked off all the way around to right here, and it becomes good again. So what happens is this lining is like a brake lining, and it just kind of flakes off. When it does that, the clutch doesn't grab firmly against the back cover surface right here. That's what it's supposed to lock into. That's why it's called a torque converter clutch lockup, so to speak. And at a certain speed, this clutch right here actually locks into this cover right here and gets a 1-to-1 ratio with the engine. So the engine RPM, which is bolted to the flywheel here of the engine, and the clutch, which is splined into the transmission, turn 1-to-1. And if that doesn't happen, if this clutch is slipping against this cover, then you're going to get a P0741. Okay, we've already made the repair on this truck. We rebuilt the transmission and we replaced the torque converter clutch. So now we're going to drive it with our scan tool and make sure that the code is gone. Right, so right now we've already got our scan tool hooked up. We're going to look for codes. There's no codes present. And now we're going to look at some data and take this thing for a ride and make sure that the clutch is working properly. We'll show you that. Okay, we're going to set up our scan tool and look at data. Drive and make a video at the same time. So basically what we want to look at, there's 4 parameters of data we want to look at. The top line is the engine RPM. The second line is the transmission input RPM. Third line is the torque converter clutch unlocked, and at this moment in time it's unlocked because I'm at a stop. And then the fourth line, of course, is when the torque converter clutch is fully locked up. So we're going to take this thing up on the interstate here, and we're going to watch these parameters change, and we'll see what the engine RPM and the input shaft RPM look like based on the torque converter clutch being applied. Okay, as you can see, we're getting up on the interstate now, and basically what we want to see, and it just happened there as I was filming, is the torque converter clutch is fully applied now. It's not unlocked, and you want to see the engine RPM almost matching the input shaft of the transmission. And if I can hold the camera steady enough, you can see that those 2 parameters are within 10 RPMs, and that's what you want to see. Now, if the torque converter clutch was unlocked, and that was no, like it is, and the computer's fully commanding lockup, where it says yes, these 2 parameters do not match up, that's what sets the code 741. They got to be pretty close, and as you can see, they're pretty close there. As they adjust, they're within 10 RPMs of each other, and that's with the clutch fully on. Oh, the sun got us right there, but clutch is fully on. So I'm gonna kick it down, see if we can see this thing happen again. And when you see this thing lock up, Hold on a second. The sun blocking us right there. But as you can see, right now we're fully locked up and the engine RPM matches the input shaft. I'm going to kick it down one time so you can watch it happen. And watch those parameters change right there. And you match up those two, engine RPM with the input shaft. Okay, so this one looks like the torque converter clutch is holding. At this point in time, 741 code is repaired. Should not be coming back. And that's how you confirm it, by looking at the data on the scan tool. So thanks for watching, and subscribe and like.